I learn things about what's happening in the community at this event every year, and we get to celebrate our successes. We're real leaders in sustainability in Central Arizona, but we don't always get together to celebrate that.
Investing in sustainability is very important because of a number of reasons. That impacts our everyday lives as citizens of this country, and our future generations are so important to think about also. And so these conversations create the networks and the baby conversations that grow into the real change that we can make in our communities to make it a better place.
Year after year, we as a firm, we look for partners in our own community to propel the messaging of sustainability, which is one of the pillars of Gensler as a firm. We want to have conversations about what is happening in our own backyard. How can we be a leader of the changing of our own backyards into what a sustainable future would be?
The spotlight and the focus on sustainable practices are critically important and raises the awareness, I think, with the general population, I think is really important. It's an important function and a role for all of us to play. And
I came into this event really excited to meet new people, and what I found about the Phoenix Valley is there's incredible energy and excitement around innovation and around thinking about conservation and pushing the tempo and pushing the speed at which we can have an impact. And I think my biggest takeaway is meeting folks that are similarly optimistic and feel the urgency around the need to act on sustainability.
To bring awareness to what a lot of people don't know, right, about sustainability, about the issues that we face in Arizona and what we can do about it. So I think it's really important.
You can't talk about sustainability in any conversation without talking about water. So, but I think we've got a lot of smart people working on the issues, and we've got a lot of people like the Salt River Project and the Central Arizona Project who are doing everything they can to ensure that we have a water supply for the future.
Phoenix is a desert city. We have to think about water in everything we do. The city's working really hard to conserve our existing water supply, as well as make sure we invest in the very best technology to manage it.
From a sustainability perspective, I think the climate is a #1 issue. I think it is impacting our lives in so many ways, from the number of, hot days over 100 degrees, over 110 degrees within a year. The ways that our climate is changed and unpredictable. It's not allowing our farmers to predict those cycles of when to plant, and so it will impact our food systems, and that's a very critical piece of our economic security right here in the state.
Addressing climate change is important. I ran a bill that addressed that issue. This past summer we had record temperatures in Arizona where it affected people that work in the elements.
What's important to me is that people in my business, that they shop their fridge, they shop their pantry before they go shopping. They need to make sure that they're not double buying. Again, that's economical and it's great for the environment because we're not wasting it.
Food waste is like a multifaceted problem. Yeah, there's methane and gas emissions associated with landfilling of food, but there's also just behaviors in the home and interconnectivity about thinking about, okay, where does the food I actually eat come from? And where does the food that I don't eat go? And I think that's a layer of awareness that we think is really important to think about.
One thing that I think is super important is composting, and people don't think it's important, but it's something very small that can have a big impact, right, on our air. Like, we're putting a lot of emphasis on EVs, which is great, but not everyone can afford EVs. But everyone can compost.
You know what I really enjoy when I come to these or listen to the student? Their presentation, their ideas, their drive, to me is really exciting.
Students are leading the path, and we should listen to them. They may not have everything ready and not every solution to the world that we are part of, but they're leading the conversation, and we should partner with them.
Our mission is to provide technology that helps companies, small, medium, and enterprise grade, be able to report their carbon footprint, because you can't improve what you don't measure, and we want to have a positive impact on planet Earth.
This year's event came at a really important time for our country. The Inflation Reduction Act is the most important climate legislation in a generation. We can now partner with the Biden administration to reduce the costs of energy efficiency upgrades, installing solar, or getting an electric vehicle. There's now tools available for the first time that really help nonprofits, churches, schools, local governments, whereas we used to be left out of the most important tools. I want to celebrate what's available, but also remind people to take advantage of it.
We love what Green Living does and what they bring to the community and how they bring everybody together. We have some really common values, which will really make an impact here in Arizona.
Individual action matters, and that with many people added together, individual action becomes collective action.
We all need to do our part to make sure that we are thinking about the climate in any ways that we can change our habits so that we are more sustainable overall.
Our environment needs attention, and we need to act fast because we're not going to have an earth to live in if we don't act on it.
We have a voice that we should use. We have an ability to make a change, even if the smallest one. We should all work together as a community to propel the world of sustainability in our own backyard.